Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and this is 4 Paws in a Book. I make bookish videos over here on my little corner of the internet, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below. Today we are doing the end of year book tag. Alright, I will admit, the title and the thumbnail might have been a little clickbaity. I wanted to do this end of year tag. I very rarely ever do tags anymore, but this is kind of one of those classics, those staples, kind of like the mid-year freakout tag. There's the end of year tag. So we're going to do that today. I believe this was created by Ariel Bissett years and years and years ago. I will have her channel linked down below if she's still active. I actually don't know if she is, but this is one of those staples that comes around, and honestly, I'm almost a little bit too late for it, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes it is still spooky season. So the first question on this list is, are there any books that you are still working on or still that you've started and you still need to finish? I'm actually usually pretty good about starting and finishing books. I usually don't have one where I'll actually put it down for any length of time. Obviously I will have multiple books that I have on the go, like an audiobook, I have a physical book kind of thing, but those ones I am still actively reading, so I don't necessarily think that that's the intent of this one. However, I did read about 100 pages of The Mask of Mirrors in September and then put it down. And not because I wasn't loving it. I was actually really enjoying this book, but I had so many books that I needed to read for content, and this was not a book for content. This was just a book that I wanted to read. I ended up putting this one down in lieu of other things and never picked it back up, so I still got a bookmark at it, and I still remember what was going on. It was only a month ago. I'm hoping I'll be able to finish this one by the end of the year. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the end of the year? I feel like October is spooky season, like it's horror, so I have a lot of horror books on my October TBR, a lot of Darcy Coates. I actually have a fun horror thriller vlog that's coming out either on Halloween, day before Halloween, right around there, that I'm actively working on that. There's 10 books in that vlog, so it's gonna be a fun time. As well as our Boozy Book Club for the month is going to be Lone Women by Victor LaValle, and I feel like this is very autumnal. Like the cover kind of screams end of the season, kind of like things dying. I don't know if it actually is or not, but that's just what it looks like. And then November, we will definitely be transitioning into Dark Academia. There's so many Dark Academia that sound so good, so I keep adding to this list. Also, not really Dark Academia per se, but still just really fits with the vibe of what I'm going for in November, and I really want to read The Will of the Many by James Islington. This just feels fall to me, so I'd really like to get to this one by the end of the year. Question number 3 is there a new release that you're still waiting for the end of the year? Yes, there is. There's just a couple. I'm filming this a little bit earlier than what you're seeing it, so for me, Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare, I'm still waiting on. This one actually comes out on Tuesday, October 10th. So I think it's right around the time you're getting this video, potentially like a day late, something like that. Potentially a couple days after. But I'm really excited about this one. I do like the Shadowhunters world, but I'm excited to see what she can do in an adult world, like a new series and writing for adults. Also, obviously, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, the sequel to Fourth Wing, is going to be coming out on November 7th. I didn't love Fourth Wing, but I can see the appeal in it. I will be reading it in November. I think there's going to be a lot of people in the Get a Clue Readathon that will be reading it. We kind of hinted at maybe doing a group read at some point, because there are a lot of hosts that really loved that book. Also, Hunt on Dark Water by Katie Robert is going to be coming out, I think, on November 7th as well. And this is a pirate fantasy romance that's going to have a lot of queer representation, and I'm here for this. And then I don't know what the date for this release is. I think it's sometime in December, but we have Heartstopper Volume 5, which I'm pretty sure is coming out at the end of the year. I'm not really sure when, though, because I think the date keeps getting moved. I want to say it's sometime in December, though. The next question is, what are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? That is a hard question because I have so many books that I want to read. I have so much content still planned for the end of the year, or going into the end of the year. So there's so much. I did a fall reset video where I kind of made a high priority TBR, so obviously those are going to be on there, anything for content. But 3 that I really want to finish, Mother of Death and Dawn by Carissa Broadbent, which is the 3rd book in the Daughter of No Worlds, the Lost Hearts trilogy, I believe is what it's called. This is one that I'm going to be reading in October with Shay, so that one's going to be read. Also, I just picked this up today and I'm really excited about it. Also one that I'm going to be reading in October, and that's Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. This is, I think, a cult book, I think. A killer haunts a small southern town, and 2 outcasts, the preacher's daughter and the boy from the wrong side of the tracks, hold the key to uncovering the truth. Religious trauma, at least. Maybe not cult, but religious trauma. And then the last one, I really want to get to Emperor of Ruin by Django Wexler by the end of the year. I've been saying that I wanted to read this for a year now. Like, I've had this book all of 2023 and I haven't read it yet, and that is a crime. So I need to remedy that before the end of the year. The next question is there still a book that you think could surprise you and make your favorites of the year? I don't know that anything can beat Cleat Cute at this point. Like, it's going to take quite a book to break into that top spot, but I do think that there are some that could make at least my top 10. Legacy of the Vermilion Blade by Jay Tasquale. This is a self-pub book that was in SPFBO, and it's super queer and high fantasy. So those are 2 areas of my reading that I really like, and so the intersection of that has the potential for a good book, at least. I'm also weirdly excited about If We Were Villains by ML Rio, which I talked about that I'm going to be doing as part of my Dark Academia vlog. I've heard such good things about this, and like everyone that's talked about this book says that they love it. Like, I've never heard a bad thing about this book. So I'm going in with high expectations, which might be scary. The last question on this list is, have you already started making reading plans for next year? So my reading goal is always whatever I read in the previous year plus 1. That means that I will probably be reading over 200 books in 2024, because I will probably hit over 200 this year. I've already actually reached my reading goal, which I didn't think was going to happen. Like, I was scared of my 2023 reading goal, and the fact that I hit it in October is fantastic. So we'll see what happens next year. It's like an arbitrary goal at this point, right? And then as far as like what I'm going to be reading, I actually haven't thought about 2024 that much yet. I do kind of want to break into the reading other booktubers' favorites video, the kind of content creation, because I feel like a lot of people do that and it sounds like a lot of fun, and I just never get to it. I always have plans to do it and then I never actually do. So maybe 2024 will be the year, so that will be something that I do in January. I am going to be reading the SPFBO finalist, so that'll be happening like from November to I think March or April, something like that. So that'll probably lean into 2024 a little bit, and then way down the road. But Amazing Readathon will be coming back. It will be in June of 2024. It's when I'm going to be having it next year. So that's like a big thing for me. Other than that, the only real content that I'm planning, I'm going to a Polycon in April. So I'm going to be reading for that and then vlogging for that, of course. But yeah, that's all I got for you for right now. I'm like very planned out to December, but then like January feels like such a future problem that I haven't thought about it yet, which is probably a problem. Okay, that was the end of the year book tag. Let me know down in the comments below your answer to the question, do you think that there is still a book out there that will shock you and become a favorite of the year? And if you're not feeling chatty, do an apple emoji. Why not? That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there is a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.